This is first thing in the morning on Halloween, and I was hunting a specific buck, a 9 or a 10 point. I had it like 45 yards the day before. Couldn't get him to commit. Think he actually got my wind at one point. But first thing in the morning, these doe and a small spike came in. The spike chased the doe around for about 15 minutes or so before he ended up pushing them off of the property. I'd been watching the 9 point run some does up on a hill about 150 yards from me. This small 4 point came down, challenged him a little bit, wasn't much of a challenge, and the 9 point ended up running him off, and he ended up working his way right within about 10 yards of me. Cool to see. And the 9 point actually ended up running the does off into another piece of property. Wasn't sure if I was going to see him anymore that day, but figured I'd sit still. A lot of action first thing in the morning. Sitting there for about another hour when the 9 point came out to my left at about 11 o'clock. I saw him with a doe. The doe bedded down and he continued walking through the thicket. I pulled out my binoculars and actually dropped my grunt call on the ground. So you hear me grunting just with my mouth. It seems to get his attention and brings him in. As he walks in here, I come to full draw. He's only about 12 or 13 yards away at this time. Walks in a little bit closer, perfectly broadside, but I couldn't shoot with these twigs in my way. Ends up standing there kind of feeding for a minute or two, and then works off behind me to about 45 yards where I couldn't get a shot. He stays behind me for a couple minutes. I end up grunting at him, and it seems to turn him and bring him in behind me.
That 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 that.
Now at this point, he is walking down a trail to my left that cuts in front of my stand at about 5 yards. If he does that, it'll present me with a perfect broadside shot, but he ends up walking off of the trail and coming in directly behind me, almost in the same spot that he was before, where the twigs were in my way, which was the case again.
That.
He ends up walking on the other side of my tree, so I have to spin around to get him back on camera and to be able to get a shot on him.
That.
Tried stopping him with a bleat. Obviously that didn't work, so I took a walking shot on him. He ran about a total of 120 or 130 yards before piling up. It was a nice easy track job, lots of blood. Ended up being a nice 9-point with a broken sticker in between his G2 and G3 on his right side. So if you guys could please give me a like and follow on Instagram and Facebook at Rask Outdoors and subscribe, I'd greatly appreciate it. Thank you.